everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to attempt to fix something that has been kind of a problem in my life for a while, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse the more clothes I make, and that is my closet. So my closet's really full, and this is just my clothing closet. And this is actually not even all of my clothing closet. Like, my costumes are totally different and separate. I have actually already done a video on how I store all of my costumes. In fact, I think it was like the second or third video that I ever did on this channel way back in the beginning of 2020. And it hasn't changed. They're still stored the same way. So I will link that video down below in the description if you want to check that out. This one is all about like my daily types of clothes. There are a couple of specialty pieces in here, but mostly that's just because I tend to make and acquire themed items that don't have necessarily a ton of use. And I realize that, and I'm fine with keeping at least some, if not all of those. It's the fact that I tend to have a thrifting problem. I've been really good about it lately. But I thrift a lot of my clothes, and when I go to thrift stores, I tend to buy things that I don't necessarily need. So my closet is extremely full. What you can't see out of the frame here is that my sweater drawer in my dresser doesn't even remotely close, and it's basically just a pile of sweaters, so that's a problem. And I will actually show you my other closet as well, which is the closet in my office, and that is like my seasonal closet. So anything that is really summery that I know does not have any use for the next several months, that's in there. Also, like Halloween specific stuff is in there. So this is really just the rest of it, and I need to get rid of stuff. I'm not good at purging. I'm not. I did purge quite a bunch of stuff in 2020, back at like the beginning of lockdown when, you know, we all had more time on our hands. I did purge stuff then, but it's not enough, and I've gotten a lot of things in the last 2.5+ years. And my closet, like, it's stressful trying to get things back into my closet, let alone my dresser. My dresser's even more stressful. That's why the drawer's literally just sitting open right now. In fact, let me show you this embarrassment of drawers. I will also quickly show you what the summer stuff looks like that I've already moved over to the other closet, just so you can get an idea what's going on in there. I don't really think there's much else in here that needs to move to that closet. I did that like a week or two ago when the weather really started getting cold. So I don't think there's anything else really that needs to move. But yeah, let me show you those two things. And you can laugh at my drawer that won't close, that is covered in sweaters. And that's not even including the Christmas sweaters that I want to take out more of right now because they live in an underbed storage. But I can't take out more of them when my sweater drawer already looks like this and I don't have anywhere to put the Christmas sweaters. So yeah, cue some embarrassment. So this is what I mean, you guys. It's so bad. It is so bad. All of these are sweaters and long sleeve shirts that just don't have room in this drawer, and I need to get rid of some of them, plus probably some other things that I really don't use, so that I can actually get the sweaters in the drawer and don't have to stare at this ugly mess all the time. And then this is the other seasonal closet. As you can tell, even this one is already pretty full. We've got like all of my summer Ishakti dresses over here. I don't think there's any that I need to get rid of in here. Everything in here is pretty well used. And then I do have some of like random kind of closet cosplays like Kirsten, Halloween stuff. I need room to move the Christmas stuff into my regular closet now. And oh, and it looks like a piece of Josefina's clothing has fallen because here's where I keep all of my American Girl stuff, right on top. So yeah, I really need to maybe move more stuff in here. Like, there is more room, but not a ton, because I've got my lighting stuff all in the bottom of this closet as well. And I also have the mattress pad that goes onto the sofa bed when I have guests. That's all in there. So yeah, it's pretty tight. So my plan for this video is basically I'm going to go through my closet, take things that I just don't wear, like things that I have either not even pulled out in the last year plus, and also things that I've like pulled out, tried to use with outfits, either didn't like how they looked on me or just couldn't figure out how to put them into an outfit. And I'm going to probably just get rid of all of those. There are probably going to be some specialty items in here that have like sentimental value or anything like that. Like, I know one of the items that I really rarely pull out is the first skirt that I ever made. It looks like this. I hand painted all of the flowers on the bottom. It's made out of a sheet. I'm not getting rid of this, even though it's not something that I really wear. I think I wore it in 2020 and that was probably the last time, but it has definite sentimental value. So yeah, stuff like that isn't going anywhere. However, I think this can probably go ahead and move into the office closet and that will be just fine. So my plan for like what I'm going to do with the stuff that I am purging from the closet, some of the stuff I might try and resell. Like, honestly, I think I do have a couple of Ishakti dresses that I just don't wear, so I think I might try to resell those. And then anything else I'm planning probably to just give away. Though that said, because I'm filming this video so close to when it's actually coming out, if there's anything that you guys are interested in, like enough where you'd be willing to pay shipping, send me a DM on Instagram and we can talk, and you know, we can figure out if you can like maybe PayPal me the shipping rate. I'm happy to send them to you. So everything in this closet, I'm pretty sure, is something that still fits me. I don't think I have anything left that doesn't fit. That was most of what I purged in 2020, was stuff that just doesn't fit. So I don't think there's anything that doesn't fit. So like my measurements are between like about a 40 to 41 inch waist and like a 48.5 inch bust. And I am tall, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm probably not getting rid of anything that I've made. So this is mostly gonna be stuff that I've thrifted or gotten from other stores. Like I used to shop at normal stores. It didn't used to just be Ishakti, thrifting, and Target, which is where I shop now. So yeah, with all that said, let's go ahead and dive in. So I think I'm going to start with the short sleeve area just because we have gotten through summer and I know if I did not pull something out, then it probably needs to go. And I can tell it right off from that. These need to go. Both of these need to go. I'm being attacked. That's another thing that bothers me about my closet, is that the straps from purses up top fall into the shirts and then they fall down. So this is something that I thrifted in either 2020 or 2019. I have maybe worn it once, maybe. I don't like things that are high necked. So this is it. It is a Worthington Essentials size extra large, and it is like a mock neck sweater, short sleeve sweater in kind of a movie pink, and I don't wear it. So this is definitely going away. Again, just let me know if there's anything here that you're interested in, and we can work that out. Otherwise, they're going to Value Village. This is one that I actually thrifted fairly recently. Like, I honestly think I thrifted this earlier this year. I have tried to pull it out on multiple occasions, and it hasn't been flattering on me. I couldn't find a way to pair it where it was flattering, so it needs to go. It is Leo Nicole, and it's an extra large, and it's a light purple, like a lavender purple. Honestly, I really liked the idea of it. I just couldn't make it work, so that needs to go. And then there's also going to be some things in here that I think I need to try on and try out and see if I can make them work, and otherwise they're gonna go. This is one of those because if I'm remembering correctly, I have tried to wear it multiple times and found that the sleeves are tight on my upper arm and then it made it look unflattering. So I think I'm gonna give it a try, and we'll put that later in this video and see if it is worth keeping, and if not, I will let you know. So this will go in the second pile. This is one that my friend Emily, the Sucky Seamstress, actually de-stashed to me earlier. No, I think at least a year ago. It was over a year ago, and that's the problem. I have never reached for it. So that is going to go. It is One Step Up, size 1X. It's cute, but I don't tend to do cropped sleeves or horizontal stripes. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. That was all I pulled out of my short sleeve section. I really thought there would be more, but everything else in the short sleeve section is stuff that either I have used or that I feel like I would miss. And that's probably the problem. I should probably do that like turn your hanger backwards type thing with the things that I think I would miss. Some of the short sleeve stuff is going to be able to go into the other closet though, because I can't see myself wearing them in the winter, but some of it is going to stay here also. So all of these I can safely say can move into the other closet, which means I have at least shrunk my short sleeve section down to just this much. So that's pretty good. That will definitely free up some space, and I will pull these out next summer. So the other thing about this closet is that it's not the most functional. So basically, I don't know if you can tell, but there is a wall right there. So anything like past the sparkly skirt there, which really needs to move into the other room because I only wear it on special occasions, but anything past there is honestly hard to reach. And on this side, it's even worse. Do you see how dark that is in that corner? So in this corner, first off, I can't see anything. But secondly, like anything past the two dresses here, which I use enough that I feel like should stay in this closet, but anything past there is just like lost in a wasteland. And so a lot of that is kind of specialty things. Like I have a swim cover up back there, or I have a 1950s butterick dress that I made back here, or my light up skirt. So there are things that I really don't need to pull very often, but I wish that I had more usable space. I hang my petticoats on a hook right there, by the way. Those are the ones I use every day. And back to the rest of the closet. This section might be slightly more challenging to do just because we're still kind of in like a 3/4 season. So like none of these are going to move into the other room, but I want to see if maybe there's any that I can get rid of. So I have my 3/4 next. By the way, these used to be in color order, but I feel like a lot of that color order kind of got lost. When I rehung everything after my closet collapsed last year, because yeah, this closet has collapsed twice, I put it in color order, but yeah, I feel like it's kind of gotten a bit discombobulated. So, see, there's shirts that I forget that I have that are in here, like this. Why haven't I worn this shirt? So here's my dilemma. The 3/4 sleeve section is this big, like it is pretty hefty. And there are some things that I know I haven't worn in a long time. But going through it just now and putting everything back in color order, I'm realizing that it's probably mostly just because I forgot that they existed. But now that I've seen them there, I think I'm going to want to wear them. The other problem with the 3/4 sleeve section is that we skipped fall this year. We went directly from summer weather to winter weather, so they really didn't have a chance to be worn, most of them. So I think all of the 3/4 get to stay, and we're going to move on to the long sleeve. All right, so my long sleeve dilemma is this. Well, this one's not a dilemma. This is just one that I have maybe worn like once because I think I forget that I have it. So I need to try this on and just remember if I like it or not. So that'll go in the try on pile. But this is my dilemma. I have some white shirts that I really never wear, but white shirts are such a good staple. Especially these two are actually linen shirts. They're both the same size. I got them on super clearance from Old Navy. They're like $3 or something like that. And then this is one that I think I thrifted in, I don't know, I want to say high school. Like I had this for freaking ever. And I remember it being kind of largish on me, but it's like a decent quality. It's a Liz Claiborne cotton with a tiny bit of stretch. And I just feel like I shouldn't get rid of white shirts because they're such a staple. And yet here we are with 3 white shirts. So maybe I'll try them on, figure out if I need them or not. So unfortunately, I really didn't do too much of an impact to the long sleeve section, though the long sleeve section in the closet is very, very tiny because generally I prefer to wear sweaters. So I think once we get to the sweater drawer, I will have a lot more of an impact, but the closet stuff, not so much. So I want to try and dive through the stuff that is like really far back in the corner here and see if there's anything that I am just keeping for no apparent reason and can maybe get rid of. A lot of this stuff is like costume adjacent, obviously not including the strawberry dress nor my green East Shakti dress, which is brand new. Oh, but yeah, there's stuff in here that I do not wear. We've reached the suitings. Part of this I think is because I forget that I have it. This one might fall into that category. And honestly, the 2 vests might as well. But at the same time, I also know one of these vests, this one I think, is very small. So I have to try this on and see if I should even bother keeping this at all. The short sleeve blazer, it's more of a problem of when do you wear a short sleeve blazer. I know I wore this a lot last year when we actually had fall. I wore it a lot like for Halloween type stuff, you know, just to get those vibes. But I didn't wear it at all this year. So I think we're going to try that on, see if that's a staple I should keep. This vest, I thought I remembered being a little on the large side. So I think we're just going to try all of that on. And this I'm getting rid of. I loved this so much in college. This is from Lane Bryant. It's a size 18, and it is a cropped jacket that has a little bit of a flare here at the bottom. Well, it does in the back. There's the little bit of a flare at the back. I remember mending this. Oh yes, there is a mend that is not the most flattering mend. So that mend looks like that. Hopefully you can see that black on black, because the seam started pulling out, and so I kind of put like bias tape over it to try to fix that seam. But it's like a brocade. It's just a polyester, but it's a brocade with this huge scoop neck. And again, I loved this in college when like the short kind of cropped look and then like long camisole, whatever, like that was in. I loved this, but I'm getting rid of this because I haven't worn this in years. Okay, I've reached my first questionable e-Shakti, and that is this one right here. I actually found this at a thrift store ages and ages ago, and it was very long, and I wound up shortening it so that it is about a little below the knee. But the problem for me on this is the color. As you can probably tell, I don't really look good in this color, but sometimes you need a sparkly dress. So I have worn this to my friend's wedding. I need to try this on and remember if I like it or not. Well, darn. I totally forgot that this was back in that corner. This would have been such a nice one to wear around Halloween. This is a vintage Hannah Sung dress that is like super cute for Halloween times. Maybe I could still, oh no, now it's short sleeve. It's going to be too cold to wear this. So this has to wait a whole other year, but I am keeping this. And then these are my 3 other question marks from that section. This is actually something that my work had given me, my old job, when we did a convention back in 2017, so that all of us at work would like look the same and people could find us easily. And I just don't know if I need a red blazer. Like I've never worn it any other time. It's not branded or anything, so I could. And it's like a sweatshirt material, so it's really comfy. But yeah, I think I need to try that on and see. And then these are 2 vintage 80s dresses. I think this one I especially was keeping because it looks really 30s as well. Like you can really get away with it, but I want to try it on again and just make sure. And this one I just forgot that I had, I think. I need to try this one on again too to make sure that they really fit and that I can see myself keeping them. Otherwise, these ones I will probably try to sell. That is everything in that corner of the closet. So let's go ahead and move on to skirts. Though I'm gonna be perfectly honest, this section of skirts, I don't think there's gonna be anything that I will be getting rid of. There are more skirts in that corner. Those I should probably get rid of. All right, so these skirts, actually, let's try this one on because I've recently replaced this skirt and I don't know if I really need it anymore. It's so lightweight, it just doesn't really do it for me as a skirt. Okay, this is another one. This is a vintage skirt that I thrifted that I love the pattern on. It's super, super cute. But I never pull it out and I think it's because it's not very full. So I'm gonna try that one on. This one is so big and it probably should not live with the regular skirts. You saw me upsize this like a year plus ago. So if you want to check that video out, how I upsized a skirt that was too small, I will leave that link down below in the description. But yeah, it's a special occasion skirt. I don't know why I have it shoved in there with my other skirts when it should be over on this side. Okay, here's another one that I forget exists, I think. I wore it last year, I know, but I did not wear it this year at all. So I need to try this on and see if I want to keep it. It is from the 90s. Got that like classic teacher vibes. Listen to that sound of the polyester and the taffeta lining. So we'll give that a try. Okay, yeah, that's it for that section of skirts to be pulled out. All of the rest of the skirts are ones that I wear pretty regularly. So let's move on to dresses and then we'll get to the skirts that I really don't wear. So the majority of dresses are ones that I do wear really quite frequently. Those are my most worn objects, frankly, are my dresses. But I did pull out 5 here that I really don't wear. This one is another vintage one that I want to try on. I'm not sure if this is 80s or 90s. I have worn it, didn't wear it this year because I forgot about it. So I'm going to try that on. This one I also want to try on. I used to love this dress. I wore it like all over Europe, but I feel like I remember it being way shorter than the hem where I wear dresses nowadays. Yeah, looking at it, just holding it up, it is definitely shorter. So I want to try it on to see if it's one that I would actually return to. And if not, I will probably try and sell that because that's an e-shock tee. This one is also an e-shock tee, same sort of thing. I remember it being, oh, it's even shorter than the blue. Yeah, I have a feeling I'll be letting go of this one because it's just a lot shorter than I wear dresses nowadays. This one is also an e-shock tee. This one doesn't have the shortness issue, though I think I remember it being short-waisted. No, maybe it really is just the color. I have to try this one on again too because I always think of it as like, oh, this is a color I want to wear during the fall. And then I put it on and think, oh, this is a color that I can't really wear. So I'm going to try that on, see if it is a color that I can in fact wear. And this last one is a Target dress that I completely forgot that I had. I got this dress last year and it kind of kicked off my gingham kick. I think it's a linen dress. But I remember the skirt not being very full and it kind of looking a little dowdy. So I think I'm going to try that on and see if it's one that I should keep or not. Now the real culprits are these guys in the back corner over here that I never reach for. A couple of them are like costume adjacent, but I think a lot of them just need to go. So it turns out that I might have actually been remembering that section wrong and I might have doomed some of them to the back corner for no apparent reason. So there are actually already 3 of them that I pulled out. One of them is costume adjacent. It is a skirt that I made to wear to Disney to do a Dole Whip bound, so I'm not going to get rid of that one. This is another one. I have no idea why I shoved that into the back corner because it's this cute like tulle type skirt that I got from Torrid several years ago and I still like. I don't know why it was back there. And then another one was actually a skirt that was my mom's and then she gave to me. I have 2 skirts from her, one blue, one tan. I shoved the tan one back there because I don't usually wear neutrals, but it is still a good basic. So I think I'm going to hang on to that one. This one I have to try on because this one I think is small. Is that why I put this back there? Oh, it's short. I have to try it on. I think it might be too short for me. This one goes. This is a skirt that I made out of a dress that like I didn't like the dress and so then I turned it into a skirt. Still haven't worn the skirt, so that's going. Oh, this is the one that might be too small. This is actually, I think this is an e-shock tee skirt. Yeah, I think I remember this being too small, so I'm going to try that on. Oh, this is another one. This is the exact same as that other dark colored skirt, the first one that I held up, but this one is navy. Again, I think it's too short. This one kind of pains me to part with because I really wanted to make it work. It's a vintage skirt. I'm not even sure how old. It is Graf California wear. I want to say it's probably from the 60s just based on the fabric because that like super old school kind of almost tweedy polyester, and it was micro pleated at one point. I think you can kind of tell that, but the pleats have kind of fallen out and it's really too small for me. So this is like the one item that I have that is too small. I will pop up measurements on here. I think I'm going to try to sell it just because it's vintage. So if you are interested in this one, make me an offer, I guess. But yeah, it is 100% polyester. Doesn't say the size what it was in the 60s. But that's the waist measurement as the elastic currently stands. This is the second skirt that I ever made. I made this in college. No, that'd be the third skirt that I ever made. I made it in college. I'm keeping it even though it doesn't really fit great. I really love this skirt, but it is short. But it's a butterfly, but it's short enough that I never wore it this year. But it's a butterfly. I'm gonna try it on. And this is a skirt that I had in college that I then adapted to have an elastic waistband when I hated the waistband, like back in 2020. And I'm not really sure why I put it back there. So I think I'm gonna hang on to this one. So there are 2 pairs of slacks left in the corner that I'm going to keep even though I literally never wear slacks. One of them I did wind up wearing for a show in early 2020. So just in case I ever need to wear slacks, I'll keep those. But I have all these other dresses that were also back there that I never use, and I should probably get rid of them. They're literally like dusty on the shoulders because they've been back there for so long. So this is an e-Shakti. It's too short and I don't like it. So I'm going to try and sell this one. This one is also an e-Shakti. I used to wear this all the time, especially to auditions. But that was when I used to wear like leggings under short skirts. And I think this is just not my style anymore. I'm probably going to try it on and then decide to get rid of it. This is another e-Shakti that I have worn to auditions. It's definitely on the shorter side. I'm going to try it on and decide. This is another e-Shakti. I just don't remember how this one fits at all, but there must have been a reason that I banished it to the corner of the closet. So I am going to try this one on and decide. This e-Shakti I know that I don't want. It has cap sleeves and it's definitely a shorter hem that I want. So I am going to go ahead and try and sell this one. This one makes me almost sad because I loved this dress when I did the whole leggings thing, but this is like hemmed for leggings length. Like this is short. The waist is right here. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get rid of this one because it's just not my style anymore, but it's such a cute e-Shakti dress. And then this last e-Shakti, this used to be my 4th of July dress. Like I would just basically wear it around the 4th of July. And then I got that super awesome red and white check like plaid dress from e-Shakti last year. And that became my 4th of July dress. So I'm going to try this on and see if it's worth keeping. And then there were actually 2 other items that I pulled from my mending pile because they've been in my mending pile for years now. So I'm probably not actually ever going to get to them. This is actually a handmade. I have to decide if I want to get rid of just the jacket or the skirt and the jacket. It was meant to be like 1950s, but kind of inspired by Cinderella. The jacket never fit right, and I don't remember if the skirt fits. So if the skirt doesn't fit, I'm probably just gonna get rid of that whole thing. And yeah, I'm gonna try that on though. And I'm also gonna try this on. This is a vintage wool suit that I got from the 5th Avenue costume sale. It's a nice suit, but if I remember correctly, either the jacket or the skirt was too small and I can't remember which. Oh, and the skirt has all these pleats on the back. That's fun. But I have to try it on and see if it actually fits. So yeah, the skirt portion of the suit does not remotely fit. Let's try the jacket. The jacket is really cute, but the sleeves are very tight. I don't know. Should probably let them go together so that it stays together, but that skirt waist is not remotely the jacket waist. So if you can wear the skirt, you're not going to be able to wear the jacket, and vice versa. Like you'll have to do alterations on one, which was my original plan. I think I'm going to hang on to the jacket. I feel kind of bad about sending the skirt off without the jacket, so I might go ahead and hang on to the skirt as well. Maybe I will put the skirt back into the mending pile and see if I can do any alterations on it. It's so cute. It's just so small compared to the jacket. So I have done up the skirt, but I made this when I was at my smallest and it's really quite tight. The jacket doesn't even really want to button. Like it would probably be pretty uncomfortable to button the whole thing. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and get rid of this. I hesitate as to whether I should even sell it or not. I mean, obviously I spent the money on the materials and like the labor on making it, but I don't know. I know that the collar has some wonkiness here because I think I didn't clip my seams well enough, but the rest of it is pretty decent. I think I probably will sell it, and if I don't sell it, I'm going to take the buttons off of it before I donate it. So this e-Shakti dress is way shorter than I had remembered, as you can see by my petticoat hanging out at the bottom. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try and sell this one. It does fit otherwise. It's maybe a tiny bit on the tight side, so maybe if you're a little bit smaller than me, it would be best, but it is definitely on the short side for me. So yeah, this one is really, really short, which was why it was in the corner. And it's too bad. It has this tuck in it, but it's sewn completely separately. So like, it's not something that I can just let down the tuck, because if I could, I'd probably have a dress that'd be a great length, but this is hitting me like above the knee. That's just too short for me. So I had used this one for auditions for years, but it is just short. It's really not my style anymore, and I don't think it's gonna be an audition dress anymore for me, maybe for someone else. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell this one. Let's be honest, this is just not my style anymore. I don't know, honestly, whether I should just give this one away because it has a lot of pulls around the waist. I'll pop up a close-up right there, but there's lots of pulls around the waist. So I think this one I'm just gonna give away. So despite being short, I'm keeping the butterfly skirt because butterfly skirt. I can tell just from holding this up that there's no point in me trying it on. It is way too short for what I prefer, so this and its black twin are both going to go in the get rid of pile. And then this is the Ishakti skirt that I'm pretty sure is too small. Oh yeah, it's definitely too small, so I am going to go ahead and sell this one as well. This really is such a dowdy dress, but I don't think I'm gonna get rid of this one, at least just yet, because it's also a decently close plaid to Addie's springtime dress, and maybe I can make something that is more akin to that with this. I don't know. I doubt that I'm going to wear this as a normal piece in my wardrobe anymore though, so I think I might go put this in like the mending pile to see what I might make out of it. Yeah, I still like this swishy 90s teacher skirt, so I am going to hang on to this one. Yeah, this 80s one is just not full enough for me, and you can see it's also a little on the short side, just a little bit, but it's mostly the lack of fullness that's not doing it for me, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and sell this vintage piece. This is Alfred Dunner, by the way, and I think it said it was a size 16. This black skirt is short and it's just not doing anything for me, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and donate this one. It is an Old Navy size extra large. So yeah, this one, it's definitely more of an empire waist in the front, which is not my chosen silhouette, though it does go to the natural waist, I feel like, in the back. Yeah, it does. That's very weird. So it's like a high-low waist. And it is not my color, as you can tell. So this Ishakti dress, despite it being one that is longer, is one that I'm going to sell. So I decided to throw this black dress that I had forgotten about in with the try-ons because there must have been a reason that I had kind of put it in the back to begin with. And I think the reason is that the sleeves are super, super tight on my arms. And like, I'm not even anywhere close to buttoning it, and just the sleeve itself, I think you can tell how tight it is on my arm. So that, combined with the fact that it is shorter than I like as well, I am going to go ahead and see about selling this one since it is a vintage one. I'm not sure exactly when this dates to, but the tag is Hannah Sung, and yeah, it's like that polyester crepe fabric. Honestly, I don't even need to try on this Ishakti dress. It's too short. Despite it being like the most gorgeous color in the world, I'm just not gonna wear this. This one I did want to try on though, just because I remembered loving this one so, so much. I still love the way that the rest of this feels. It is obviously very short. Part of me is thinking about keeping it anyway though, because it was so useful on my Europe trip. Like I was able to layer all over the place with this thing. And it looks good with tall boots. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to this one for now. This vintage one is definitely shorter than I prefer, but I still think that it is so cute and it fits me excellently. Like even the sleeve cuffs fit, which is unheard of in vintage especially. So I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to this vintage piece. This one honestly does not fit me that well, and I know it. It's super short, and it's honestly a little tight through the bust, and I feel like the bodice is doing weird, wonky things. But because of the way the sleeves are, and like this and everything, it does kind of resemble that 30s look, so I think I'm literally just going to leave this in my closet in case the theater needs me to have a 30s look, because a lot of times it's much easier to just say, yeah, actually I have something in my closet when you're a plus size actor, because theaters don't really care about plus size actors. So yeah, I think I'm gonna hang on to this for that reason. If in a few years I find that I still haven't used it, I will probably go ahead and get rid of it then. Also, I find it really interesting that this dress is size 16 and a half. Why don't we have half sizes anymore? Okay, yep, I still kind of love this super crazy 80s dress with its like psychedelic turquoise. So I'm gonna hang on to this one in case I need an 80s costume. It even has pockets. And yeah, it's just so crazy. Yeah, this color is atrocious on me. It's also short-waisted and it's also short. So this Ishakti dress is going in the to sell pile. So as I thought, I remembered the sleeves on this are a bit tight, but to be honest, they're not uncomfortable. I just feel like they're maybe not the most flattering, but the sweater itself is still really cute. So I think I'm gonna hang on to this for one more season or one more like year. And if I still haven't used it by next year, this one is gonna get purged. Do I need a red sweatshirt like blazer for anything? I really don't know. I mean, it's comfortable, but I haven't used it since I got it in 2017 for that work trip. So I feel like that means I do not need this. I think I'll just double check that my mom doesn't have any ideas of why I might need a red blazer. And otherwise, this one is going away. So as I thought I remembered, this vest is way too small. It would probably be decent if I was wearing a corset, but like, I don't need a pinstriped vest for when I might be wearing a corset. So yeah, this one is going to go away. This is a Gap vest in size extra large. So for this vest, I appear to have at some point taken up the shoulders to make the bust actually sit where it's supposed to. So now it's fitting pretty well. So I'm gonna hang on to this one. This blazer fits really well. So even though I didn't wear it at all this year, I did wear it last year. So I'm going to keep this in my closet until at least next fall. And if I don't wear it next fall, then I'll probably get rid of it. I mean, it's a white button-up shirt with lace on 3/4 sleeves. It's basic. I just don't know that I need 3 button-up shirts. Like, I know the other ones fit too. I just don't feel like I need 3 of them. So I think I'm also gonna ask my mom about those and see what she thinks about those. And I may or may not be getting rid of at least 1 to 2 white button-up shirts. And lastly, we have this black sheer window pane blouse that I had forgotten about. Very glad that I have now found it because I do really like this. I will probably wear this, heck, like this week or something. It's just a really nice blouse. So yeah, I was gonna do the dresser today too, but I already feel like this video is super long. So I will do the dresser in some other video. Hopefully though you have enjoyed this purge. I think what I'm gonna do, I have a huge pile right here of everything that I'm getting rid of, like huge. And I think what I'm gonna do is probably post a lot of it as like Instagram stories this week, and then you can let me know, like just comment on the story if you want the pieces. I'll put them with like prices if they have them, and otherwise it'll just be shipping. But yeah, and then anything that people don't want, I'm just going to take to the thrift store and donate. But yeah, there's a lot of Ishakti dresses in there. That's honestly like probably the majority of what's in that pile are Ishakti dresses that I just don't like anymore because I like longer dresses now. So yeah, opportunity for lots of Ishakti dresses if you are just about my size. If you liked this video though, I know this is very, very different for the type of content that I normally do, but if you like this video, please go ahead and click the thumbs up icon. And if you'd like to see more videos like this from me, please go ahead and click subscribe and the little bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. I do post videos here on YouTube twice a week with my sewing vlogs out on Tuesdays and other random costuming and fashion content like this out on Saturdays, but I post every day over on my Instagram, so please go follow me on Instagram. That's at Lady Rebecca Fashions. And if you'd like to help support all of the work that I do on this channel, I do have a link to my Patreon and my Ko-fi down in the description below, or you can send me a super thanks right here on YouTube. I'd also like to give a special shout out to my Edwardian level patrons, Sharon, Mirage, and Laura. And thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Happy sewing!